Hey, you guys, Eddie Collins here with Jeff Grant. Now, you guys might have seen him at many shows, and actually, we're here right now at Featherly Park. And the coolest part is the fact that when you're walking around and you see some of the coolest little Brekina toys, actually models, they're not really toys because nobody plays with
That's right.
them. You see Jeff here, but you know what? There is a lot more to Jeff that I want to go ahead and share with you guys. So stand by. Here we go. So, Jeff, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to go ahead and be here with me. You know, I remember I was at OCTO, and when we were standing there and chatting about stuff, you started sharing with me your story and how you got into Volkswagens. And I find it so incredible, all of the things that you've experienced and things that you've gone through.
Sure.
And I thought, I got to share this story. This is so cool. I mean, I've always known you for the Brekina. You're the connection for Brekinas.
Sure.
You helped me do the Eddie and Dave's high roof. I've seen you do all sorts of other cool little Brekinas, which is neat. But let's go back, man, to the beginning. How did you get into Volkswagens to begin with?
Well, my parents owned Volkswagens when I was small. We had a 59 Combi that my dad used as a surf bus, and we would take trips down to Mexico for surfing.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a mango green and white. And I remember that bus doing trips, going to Disneyland in it. And,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
My mom had a 66 Bug, and I learned to drive in that car.
Oh, wow.
And we lived in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And it was a great place to grow up, of course, and it was casual driving around there, and so it was really nice to drive around the 66 Bug. And
so that's what you learned to drive in?
That's what I learned to drive in.
Yeah. Wow. Whatever happened to that car? I'm always curious what happens to these cars.
I don't know. I guess at one point my mom sold it. She bought me a 69 Bug right about when I was in high school.
Okay.
And I drove that around, and then I started seeing the Cowlook Bug, so I wanted to make it into a Cow Bug,
right?
Which I did.
Uh-huh.
I painted it and did an engine upgrade in it. And,
oh, wow.
Then I saw earlier cars, like an oval window and stuff like that, and I fell in love with that. So I had to have an oval window. So I bought an oval window Bug. And
what year was it?
It was a 57.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
And that was my first oval window. I was actually in the Army at that point.
Okay.
And it was in Texas. And the car was from Greece because an Air Force guy bought it in Greece because there's a lot of Air Force bases in Greece.
Okay.
And bought it and brought it back to Texas. That's where I bought it for $900.
Wow.
And I still have that car.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I bought it back in 81.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my
so it
first
was originally exported to Greece.
Yes.
And then brought over here.
Yes.
So the gentleman that brought it over, or that originally got it, he was the original owner.
He was. I think so.
Okay.
I think
what color is it?
It was originally agave.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I mean, I think it's even cooler that you still have it today.
I still have it today.
And what did you do to it? Have you pretty much
so
left it alone?
I did restore it when I was stationed in Germany in the Army.
Okay. And what branch, by the way? Oh, you said
I was
Army.
in Army. Yeah, I was in Army Aviation. So
Army Aviation.
Okay. I was a crew chief.
Okay.
For aircraft.
Wow.
So aircraft maintenance basically.
Okay.
I left that car here in California, and when I went to Germany, I found another oval window. I saw one driving down the street with a for sale sign, and I bought it there.
No way.
So a European oval with semaphores.
Wow.
Which I still have today.
Wow.
That's my daily driver.
Dude, you're kidding me. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
and what year's that one?
57.
Okay.
Also.
Oh, another 57.
Another 57's just land on my lap. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I can think of worse things.
And because I bought that car and was driving around in Mannheim, Germany, I met some friends because they were also vintage Volkswagen guys.
Okay.
And it turns out they had a shop, as just a hobby shop of their own. And I got to meet those guys.
Oh, wow.
And finally I started to go to their shop, and they gave me a spot in their shop, and I restored that car in that shop.
No way.
With them. So it was my car, a split window of my friend Christian's, and an oval window for my friend Manfred.
Wow.
Because I met Manfred's wife, had a sister.
Okay.
And that sister's now my wife.
No way.
My wife, Monica. So because of my oval window, I met my wife.
That's incredible.
And that's still my daily driver car.
Oh, that's so cool, Jeff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many people, you know, or maybe there are some people out there that are watching, they met their wife because of the car. That is cool. Yeah. So you've got 257s then, huh?
I have 3 of them, actually.
Oh, you have 3 of them?
Yeah. So what happened is the bug from Greece, I was driving it, I got rear-ended.
Oh, no.
And one day on the way home from work, and it was the back grill of the car, and it was a type, thing where you can't do body work, you can't fix it. So I had to get an oval clip to put in the back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find one. So the insurance company agreed to buy me a whole body.
Oh, wow.
And it was a damaged body, and it was to be a donor car.
Okay.
And when the guy delivered it to me, the insurance company bought it, and the guy delivered it to me, it turned out to be an entire car just in boxes.
No way.
So I got the car, and I thought, it's really a shame to cut this one up to use for the other one. So I was at a drag day one day, and it was like the week before I was going to start cutting the other car.
Yeah. And
I found a clip. And so I put that clip in my car, fixed my car, and I kept the other one as a father-son project for my son, and we fixed that up.
That's awesome.
And he's driving. That's his daily driver now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So it worked out.
That did work out.
Yeah.
That is cool. So 357s. Oh my god.
357s. Yeah.
Very cool.
One from Greece. One from Germany.
Yeah.
And the other one came from San Francisco.
Unbelievable, man. I mean, that's pretty neat the way that worked out.
Yeah.
And so then when did you, so you were over there, you met Monica.
Yeah.
And then did you guys get married over there or over here?
We got married there.
Oh, wow. No kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And did you speak German at the time?
No, I kind of learned it through osmosis, you might say, just by listening to my German friends. I just kind of picked it up.
Oh, that's cool. And was Monica into Volkswagens?
She had a thing when I met her.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Now, what year? Because obviously over here we get 73.
She had an ex-Bundeswehr Kubelwagen, yeah.
Okay. How cool.
Yeah.
Does she still have that one?
No. I actually I made her sell it because it was kind of a rust car.
Oh, really?
And I got her a bug while we were living in Germany. And then when we left Germany, she sold it over there. Yeah, I bought her a 53.
Oh, wow.
Over there, and we brought the 53 back here.
Okay.
But I sold the 53.
Wow.
I kind of regret it, but
yeah, well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
So now, speaking of Volkswagens, this bus that we're here sitting next to, what year is this one?
This is a 59 Combi.
Okay.
It's an original Los Angeles delivered bus.
Okay.
And I bought it probably a couple months after I arrived here from Germany.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Dude, you really keep your stuff, don't you?
I do.
And so now, one of the things that I find mind-boggling is the fact that, I mean, the whole, what would you call it, aviation technician, or what was what was your official title?
Aircraft mechanic.
Aircraft mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How did you get into that?
So when I was growing up in Santa Barbara, my grandmother worked for Raytheon.
Okay.
And I was always loved aircraft and built airplane models and all that stuff. And she paid for me to get my pilot's license.
No way.
So I got my pilot's license at 16.
Oh.
And before I had my driver's license,
actually. My God.
And I got into aviation. So I thought I was going to go for the career path as a pilot.
Right.
And I kind of started working on airplanes at the airport, and I liked working on airplanes. So I decided to go for aircraft maintenance.
Wow.
So I went to Northrop Aviation School, maintenance school in Inglewood when it was still open, and got my my FAA certification to work on aircraft.
Wow.
And so I had my pilot's license and my FAA certification for it's called an A&P license, basically. And I worked in Santa Barbara at an airlines called Pao Airlines.
Okay.
And they were kind of on the cusp of going out of business, going bankrupt. And so I worked there for about a year. And then there was a guy who was working there who said, I'm going in the Army to become a helicopter pilot.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, that sounds kind of interesting. And since this job is probably ending, I think I'll look into that. So I went and looked into it, and they had some aircraft maintenance positions open for what they call fixed wing aircraft.
Wow.
And so, like, not helicopters, but actual, like a turboprop, twin engine turboprop Beechcraft. So I decided to go for that. I went in the Army. I went to Korea to work on those aircraft there, stayed there for about a year, and then after a year I went to Germany, and I stayed there for 10 years.
Wow.
And what happened was, my official title working on those type of aircraft, it ended because a new contractor was taking over.
Okay.
And that contractor is who I work for now.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
So basically, I'd been on this contract working on these Army aircraft as a civilian contractor now for the last 34 years.
Oh my God.
Something like that. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And when you were working on airplanes, like I remember I grew up in Guatemala, and I used to make model airplanes too. This was back in the 70s. What kind of aircraft were you working on when you first got into it? Like when you went to Korea?
When I went to Korea? Beechcraft, B200s, B200s. And they had, so since I had my A&P, and usually like guys in the Army don't have their A&P or kind of aviation experience, they kind of teach them in their school.
Okay.
But I had a little bit more aviation experience. So I don't know how the Army works, but they had like a battalion, and they had two types of aircraft. So I worked on all the aircraft.
Wow.
So the other aircraft was called an OV-1 Mohawk.
Oh wow.
They were like a spy airplane. They were spying on North Korea.
Wow.
And they had like a side-looking radar on it, and ejection seats and the whole thing. So I worked on all that stuff.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Now, and see, Jeff, this is what I mean. It's like so many times we walk by, we see you. We have no idea. You're like a secret spy, man.
Right. Yeah.
So, speaking of walking by and seeing what you have, how did you get into the Brekina models?
So when I lived in Germany, there was awesome hobby shops in Germany. I used to go into the hobby shops, and they had all the Brekina models there. And I started collecting aviation-related ones, aviation gasoline and aviation airlines and stuff like the Brekina models. So when you start collecting them, then you it's kind of infectious, and you kind of just keep doing it. So I'd find more and more. And then when I moved from Germany back to California, I basically was looking around like, oh gosh, there isn't any here. And I thought to myself, gosh, we speak German, so maybe we can contact the company.
Wow.
And they were gracious enough to say, yeah, sure, you're a new business, and we'll sell the models to you. Wow. It's kind of rare that a German company would deal with a U.S. company or somebody just starting out, because if you don't speak German, they're not very receptive, and they don't like really trust doing business with an outside company. So it kind of went well from the beginning, and we started making models with them, and it just kind of grew into a business.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
I think the best thing that we did was starting to make the special models for the events, for the California events. And what's kind of cool is the German collectors, and there's a lot of them. We get all the models from Germany. They have to buy them from me, then they go back to Germany, which is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, that's a good arrangement. I like that. So speaking of special models and stuff, I mean, do you have anything that you could show us? What's cool, man?
So we started out with the VW Classic models.
Okay.
And we made 17 years of models.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
And each one of them, I put made 500 each of those. We put a serial number on there.
Oh, yeah.
Which made them a really kind of a cool collectible. A lot of people came back every year and got the same serial number. So
no
a lot
way.
of people have a collection of the same
Oh
serial
my
number
gosh.
model throughout the years.
All right.
Rich Kimball, who's sitting like right over there, basically, you know, allowed me to make the VW Classic model when he was running it, and I gave him some models for his efforts, and he always got number 13. That was his collection.
Oh, that's funny.
And yeah, so that went really well. And then after the VW Classic whole thing kind of stopped, I started making the OCTO model, and then I noticed, you know, there's other, you know, Southern California vehicles like Ed's Radium bus.
Yes,
so
Radium bus.
Decided to have the Radium bus made.
Oh, dude, look at that!
And that was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
And then we also made the Robert Skinner's Fast Times bus.
Look at that thing. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah. So that type of stuff, it's really fun to do. It's a Southern California bus.
Yeah.
I kind of I'd like to find more and make more different ones.
Yeah. Ah, that is cool. Oh, that's neat. So now, how long has the Brekina thing been going on then for you?
So since we moved from Germany to California in '93, right around '97 is when I started the business.
Wow. Yeah. So if I'm doing the math, what are we looking at? 27 some odd years, yeah?
Exactly.
Wow. That is cool. Well, that is awesome, Jeff. I mean, I love your story. And obviously, you know, the models are super cool, man, which is neat. So I got a question for you. I mean, obviously, having met your wife, you know, because of your car, that's pretty memorable. But what would you think? What would you say is one of your most memorable VW experiences when you think, oh my gosh?
I think probably when I was living in Germany with my friends, all VW guys. My brother-in-law. We would go to all of the events in Germany. So we would drive in a big caravan, you know, from Mannheim to different places, to Bad Comburg many times, to shows in Switzerland, to shows in Italy.
Wow.
Shows up in Sweden. I went to shows in England. You know, took my bug in the ferry across the English Channel.
That's so cool.
Stuff like that is the most memorable.
That's awesome. Well, yeah. Oh my God, you've seen a lot of the world.
Yeah,
that is cool. Well, that's impressive, man. That is very impressive. So, I mean, seriously, Jeff, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to share your story. And so if anybody ever wanted to go ahead and have a special Brekina model, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I have a website at germanaircooled.com.
Okay.
And my email is ovali@earthlink.net. So OVALI.
Okay.
Which means oval window in German.
Oh, cool.
At earthlink.net. So that's my address.
Awesome. All right. Jeff, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Eddie.